Hey everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. And I came in today to do a review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the reunion show, part 1. Now, during this season, y'all, I do not review the episodes. I just like watching them, but I do like reviewing the reunion show. So let me just get started. So the host, Nina Parker, I think she looked really pretty. I loved her hair. Now, I liked the color of the dress. But I didn't know what the dress was doing. I didn't see her standing, so I don't know how the dress fell on her. But sitting down, she looked really pretty. And one thing I will say about her this reunion, she's taking charge of the reunion show a little better. I noticed that when some of the people that were getting a little loud or out of hand, she shut them down, let them know, look, we can't talk over each other, we can't be fighting, all that, or you will be taken off the stage. And I like that about her. I think in past reunions, she really didn't know how to handle those people. And I think because she's been doing this for a few reunions, she's getting the hang of it. Now, the first one I wanted to talk about, y'all, of course, is that damn Joseline. Now, my review is not going to be in any type of order, and it may not even get all of the people that were on there. I just wanted to talk about the people that, made some type of impact on me. So, the first one, of course, like I said, is Joseline. Now, y'all know Joseline created a big scene outside the reunion. She refused to come in. She refused to sit on the stage with anyone other than Jessica Dime, Melissa, and Stevie J. And I guess the show wasn't having it. Like a lot of people have been saying, Joseline has turned into this diva. And I think Mona has created a monster, and that monster's name is Joseline. Now, because they would not accommodate her, Joseline refused to come in. And we have later found out that Joseline allegedly quit the show. Now, a lot of people were saying that, with all these new cast members that they have on the show, and Joseline only showing up, not as much as she used to, that she will not be missed. I think if Tommy stays on the show, that is true. Tommy's personality is one that could replace Joseline because Tommy is funny. She's interesting. Something about her is interesting. And she's pretty. And she has a very juicy storyline with her mother and her family dynamic and trying to get herself stable, with her family unit. And that's something that Love and Hip Hop can really play up. Now, moving on from Joseline, the first people that I want to talk about is Lovely Mimi and Jessica Dime. Y'all, let me just stop. Lovely Mimi gets on my fucking nerves. She is too loud, too on 100, and just too much. And did y'all see that shit she had on? Her body was not built for that. She had on a skin tight jumpsuit. And to me, you have to have like a body like Tommy, or someone who has no extra fat or any rolls on them, because that girl looked like a damn fool. I don't know who told her that shit looked nice, because when they were taking her out, kept picking her up when her and Jessica Dime were going at each other, I was like, what the hell? Lord, what does this girl have on? It looks like, I don't even know. Like when she tried it on, and as women, when we try on something, we turn around and we look at ourselves from the back, from the side, and all that. What told her that she looked good in that? And I'm pretty sure she has on some type of waist trainer, but it wasn't training that waist to make all those bumps and lumps and jiggles and wiggles disappear. And I don't know if it's because I can't stand her so much, but y'all, I wanted Jessica down to jump over there and whoop her ass, at least bust her lips so she could shut the hell up. Because not only does her behavior annoy me, but her voice does too. I don't know, child, but Jessica Dime told her, girl, I would have whooped your ass a long time ago. Child, these two were just on each other and they wanted to fight, and that shit was crazy. Now, moving on, speaking of Tommy, when Tommy fought that girl, Treasure, and they were at the little salon getting their feet done or whatever they were getting done, pedicures. Y'all, when that episode aired, I thought that was the funniest shit. When Tommy went over there and started throwing fruit and tomatoes and oranges and apples and grapes and honeydew melons and shit at that girl, y'all, I laughed so hard. Tommy is violent, y'all, but something about her cracks me up. She has her issues, but I think if Tommy gets her some really serious help, then she could be really good on television. Because like I said, she's a pretty girl. She just has been all messed up due to all the shit with her mother. But did you see when Treasure was about to address Tommy and she called for security? Y'all, she knew she was right in Tommy's, you know, line of vision, and Tommy could have leapt off that stage and fucked her up real quick. So she was like, before I talk to her, security better get in here. Y'all, Tommy, it was like Tommy was not even bothered by it. Tommy was fucking with that girl and, just taunting her. And the little bit that they showed of those two, Tommy was totally unbothered. I don't know, y'all. Something about Tommy aggravates this girl, and this girl aggravates Tommy. Now, y'all, speaking of Tommy, because I wanted to talk about her again. Tommy was kind of like the theme of the show. Now, that's after, the stuff with Kirk and Rasheeda, because Tommy kind of had a beef with some of everybody. Remember, she had a beef with Jessica Dime. She had a beef um, with that Treasure P. She had a beef with Karlie Red, and I don't know, you know, if if it's because Tommy is troubled. It seems like these girls aggravate her. I don't know what it is. I think Tommy has a lot going on, and she's not for the bullshit, and she's also mad because Joseline, you know, filed a police report on her. And from what I'm understanding from the reunion show, Joseline filed two. What, did I get that right? Joseline filed another police report on her when they all were at that hotel where Joseline accuses Tommy and Stevie of sleeping with each other. Did Tommy say that Joseline filed another one on her? I don't know, y'all, but I think Tommy is one that Joseline don't want to step to, because I think Tommy would give it to her right back. Now, y'all, what did you think of what Tommy had on and her hair? I know what she was going for, but I don't think she hit it on the head, y'all. That little puff in the back, I wish she would have left that off, because her front, when you looked at her straight on, her little bob was cute. That style really compliments her. But that outfit that she had on, no ma'am. I didn't know what that shirt was doing. But Tommy dresses kind of eccentric and it's her own style, and it works for her. I just didn't like it. I think that she could have came out there because she's so pretty and something a little better. Now, y'all, speaking of Karlie Red, Karlie Red let out last night that Tommy was over her man Caesar's house about to have sex. Y'all, that's another time I was rolling. I was like, Tommy is going to fuck with Karlie Red to the end of time. So we found out that Tommy said that she going to basically go after every man that Karlie Red get. Y'all, Karlie Red was so damn mad. She said she had went over there to pick up her man because he don't have no car in Atlanta, only to find out that he was just about to have sex with Tommy. And Tommy was sitting there. Karlie Red was on 100, y'all. She was mad. She was pissed. I guess Karlie Red was like, I only messed with one of your men, and now you going after all my men, getting all my sloppy seconds. Once again, Tommy was sitting over there taunting Karlie Red like she taunted Treasure, and totally unbothered by Karlie Red's anger. She knew that Karlie Red was not going to jump across that stage and do anything to her. So while Karlie was there, damn near about to have a heart attack over Tommy being at her man's house, about to have sexual relations, y'all. Tommy was sitting over there with her puff like, girl, leave me alone. I don't even want to hear that. You've been put on notice. I'm going to fuck around with every man that you try to go after. Watch out, because I'm going to go after him too. Y'all, I'm telling you, when Karlie Red said that, I'm telling y'all, I was on the floor rolling. I said, Tommy is a crazy bitch, but I'm here for it because that shit was funny. These people crazy. Now, they were asking Tommy, just about everything that went on in the show with her mother. And y'all, I heard prior to, the reunion show coming on, back when they were filming it, that Tommy was actually drunk at the reunion show. They had said that she had been rolling on the floor and talking all out of her head and acting crazy and stuff. So I don't know if they cut that out or if we're going to see it on part 2. I really don't think that they're going to air that because I just don't think that that's something that they're going to air because I truly believe that they're trying to build not Carly's, but Tommy's character up on the show, especially now that Joseline has quit. I believe that they think the next big star might be Tommy, so they may not air that just to, keep it interesting and all of that stuff, with Tommy. Because like I said, y'all, that whole situation with Tommy's mother, who's a goddamn fool, and like Tommy said, needs to own up to what she did or did not do for that girl when she was growing up. That dysfunction in that family and Tommy addressing that and working through it and growing stronger and acting like she got some sense might be a better storyline than Joseline. Because let's face it, y'all, Joseline's storyline has kind of run its course because people are sick of her. Nobody wants to film with her. And Stevie J and her are on and off. So it's lost its luster. Now, another couple on the stage, well, a couple on the stage that we're talking about infidelity is this Sierra and her man. Y'all, I don't know. When I watch these shows and a man is cheating and he knows that all of this stuff is being filmed, that is why we think these storylines are fake. Because what man would do that knowing that when they go to the reunion show that they're going to show all of that? So when I was watching this whole thing play out with that little girl that Sierra said is built like a boy, I can't think of her name, y'all. When I was watching all that play out, first of all, I was thinking, so this boy is cheating on his wife, this you know, has this salon that she's worked hard to build up and, you know, get it going. For this little girl that is juicing him for money, he's going to jeopardize his marriage and all of that on national television, like Kurt's dumbass, and knowing his wife is going to see it. I just don't understand how men do that, especially these men on these reality shows. Now, the girl that messed around with him, y'all, you can't call her nothing but a hoe because you're working in this woman's salon. You are fucking her husband, not her man. This is her husband, the father of her children. And you're blackmailing him for money. You's a cold bitch. Y'all, where is this girl's parents? Do you know if this was my daughter and she was putting herself out there like a home wrecking hoe, that I would be so ashamed of her? These women get on television and try to glorify being the side piece. And when she told Sierra that, when Sierra told her, well, let me back up. When the girl tried to apologize and Sierra said, get on your knees, of course the girl wasn't going to get on her knees. But for that girl to turn around and say, no, bitch, you get on your knees or something. Your husband was on his knees when he was eating out my ass or whatever. She's acting this home wrecking hoe like Sierra did something to her. No, you did something to Sierra. You did it with the knowledge. You were in that girl's face every day, knowing that you were sleeping with her husband, the father of her kids, and then you got the nerve to have an attitude. I'm with Sierra. You know, this girl is, like Sierra said, built like a little boy, and she doesn't have any value or pride in herself to be doing some shit like that. And also her knowing that all of this is going to be aired on national television. When they were in that restaurant and for their sit down, her and Sierra grabbed her purse and tried to cold cock her in her fucking head. I said, Sierra, you were a little too slow on the draw. Girl, while you were talking, you shouldn't have gave her a warning. You should have had that purse sitting up on that table with a dumbbell in there and bust her in her fucking head while you were talking. You were slow and it gave her a little warning that it was coming, so she was able to dodge it. Child, that whole situation with them is stupid, and that girl should be ashamed of herself. Now, y'all, let's get to the meat of it. Rasheeda and Kirk. I don't really know what more to say about this whole storyline. I think looking at Rasheeda's face and her demeanor on this reunion, that all this shit is true. That this storyline is not fake. Rasheeda's face looks like she is in pain and that she is suffering and that this shit is true. And Kurt, you clueless, dumb, cheating motherfucker. When I look at Rasheeda, I see her as the full package for him. She is beautiful. You know, as far as business, she runs her businesses with professionalism. She seems like a good girl, and the reason why I say that is because when they asked her if this baby is Kurt's, would she have a problem with that baby being around her children? And for her to be in the midst of all that pain, but still have the goodness of heart to say, well, it's not the baby's fault, and I'm not that kind of person. I would be wrong to deny that child from being a part of its siblings' life. You know, I thought that was very kind of her. So Kurt has this beautiful, sensitive, ride-or-die chick that he has been with since she was younger. And he goes out, fucks a stripper without a condom, because I don't believe that there was a condom. He sat up there last night and said that it was only one time, I don't believe that either, because he would not have been paying that girl's bills, putting her up in an apartment, doing all that stuff, if this was no one-time thing. Um, and didn't he say something about, uh, he, no, that was the other guy that said that he figured if he had to pay, then he was going to play. Kurt is just a rotten son of a bitch. He takes no responsibility. He blamed Jasmine and Rod and that whole little trio for him fucking Jasmine. When he was sitting there shifting the blame, saying that they were scam artists and all that stuff, I was sitting there thinking, be that as it may, just say, for sake of argument, that they are scam artists. Unless she tied him down, handcuffed him to something, he was on top. He probably was screwing her. She wasn't screwing him. So what I'm trying to say is Kurt was a willing participant in that. He talked about, them being scam artists and them doing Rod's bidding, because Nina asked him, did he have relations with the other girl? And I don't even really remember him really answering it truthfully, because just the look on his face, I believe he did screw that other girl too. Like I said, I didn't believe this storyline was true, but watching Rasheeda last night, I believe it now. And speaking of Rasheeda, I said in my other video, there comes a time when it's time to fold up and leave. Let me tell y'all something. Rasheeda keeps saying that this is 17 years of her life and this is her husband and they built all this stuff together. But there have been women that have been with men 20 years, 25 years, and the same thing. They built their lives with them. They spent the majority of their adult lives with that person, and they can't imagine being with someone else. But you know what, y'all? I went through the same thing. I was with someone 17 years. He was a cheating bastard. Now, there was no baby involved, but, sort of like Rasheeda, things would get back to me. I would, know things. And it took me a long time, like Rasheeda. But one day I woke up and it wasn't anything anyone said. Literally, just one day I woke up out the blue and I said, you know what? I don't deserve this shit. I deserve better than what he's giving me. And then I started thinking about my value as a woman, my worth, and what another man would cherish that he didn't pay any attention to, that he didn't cherish. And I packed my stuff up, got my kids, and I left. And I was working with way less than what Rasheeda has. If they divorce, they will split their assets and Rasheeda will be okay. She's going to hurt for a little while, because after I broke up with the person that I was with for almost 18 years, it took me a good year and a half to get him not only out of my head, but out of my heart. But it happened. It was a slow process. I started dating a few months after it, just to see what was out there and how I felt about dating, because I hadn't dated in so long. I needed to get back out there. I couldn't sit and mourn over the loss of this almost 18-year relationship. I had to put myself back out there. And that's what Rasheeda needs to do. It's not about now, saving face for television. Her life has been splattered all over everywhere. And she needs to have respect and know her value as a woman. There is some man somewhere that would love Rasheeda to pieces. Give her a love that's true and faithful and honest with her, and she will forget all about Kurt. Allow him to see his children, because Kirk is the type that turns everything back around on everybody else. You know, he doesn't accept blame. So if Rasheeda, for any kind of way, didn't allow him to see his kids, which I don't think she's that type, he would blow up and try to make her out to be the bad person when all along he is the one that created all of this. Y'all, it annoys me. And it annoyed me last night to see him sitting up there while that girl was crying and, telling him that he broke her. You know, for a woman to say that, my mother always told me, you don't let them know that they've broken you. You pick up the pieces and you hold yourself together until you can get better, but never let him know that he has broken you. But I guess Rasheeda was just being honest and speaking what was in her heart because of what he's done to their family. And as Rasheeda was crying, I was watching Jock and Scrappy as men sitting there. And in that moment, they knew what it was like on the other side. When you have someone, a woman that loves you, and you're out cheating on her, I think Scrappy and Jock have a lot of respect for Rasheeda, and they had a lot of respect for the marriage of Kirk and Rasheeda. And I think for them to see Rasheeda break down like that, I think it broke them as men. In that moment, they knew what women feel when their man has destroyed everything that they've built together. And I believe that that's what Kirk did. Now, y'all, one thing I did note, did you notice that Rasheeda and Kirk's outfits were kind of coordinated? So even though all of this is going on and there's a possible baby out there that's his, and another thing, y'all, did he or did he not take the paternity test? You know, are they going to spring that up on us on the second part of the show, of the reunion show? Or did this fool still not take the paternity test? See, the fact that he wouldn't take the paternity test, if I was Rasheeda, that would be it for me. Because he is trying to hold off the truth, it seems like to me. I don't know, y'all. But Kurt is still in the running as that baby's father. And he's acting guilty. You know, he's acting guilty. I don't know, y'all. That was pretty much the show. But this stuff with Rasheeda and Kurt, it to me, Rasheeda shouldn't leave her happiness up to Kurt. Her happiness, she needs to take hold of and make herself happy. And if that means separating from him for a good while and making him miss her and appreciate what he had and maybe come back and do right, which in Kurt's case, I think he would only do right for a little bit and then he would be back up to his old tricks. I think with Kurt, Rasheeda just has to come to terms with she got a cheating, sorry motherfucker, and she has to get the strength to leave him, to see him for what he is and leave him and go somewhere, heal from all the pain that he's taken her through, all the embarrassment on national television that he's taken her through, and go on with her fucking life and let him go on with his. Y'all, because at the end of the day, you only get one life, and to live life waiting on the motherfucker to be right by you or do right by you, child, please. She could be old still waiting on him. Y'all, with that, this is the end of my video. Let me know what you thought of the reunion show and all that happened in this first part and what you expect to see on the second part. I know I left some stuff out, y'all, but I just wanted to talk about the parts that interested me. Thank you as always for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have a great day now. Bye-bye.